Before we begin today's episode, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and future. Welcome to Earthbound Era with your host CJ. It's me. Today I'm going to talk to you about lots of bushdoofs. So I've just come back from Solis and it's now the end of bushdoof season, which is very heartbreaking for me. Everything's starting to go into autumn. All the leaves are falling. It looks beautiful outside, but that means bushdoofs are starting to take a bit of a slowdown, which is probably very necessary, but also heartbreaking. I also just want to take a moment to have a look at this beautiful Earthbound Era sign that my girlfriend Holly made for me. How sick is it? If you can't see it, you can also watch these videos on YouTube at Earthbound Era, or you can search Carissa DeVille. So definitely go on there and watch some stuff because you can actually see us talking to you. But yeah, I'm just like so stoked about my sign. Love it, love it, love it. So I just want to do a little quick recap of Esoteric because I haven't had a chance to have a talk about it yet. And I feel like so much happened. So on the Tuesday of Esoteric before it happened, I actually went up because I was doing some promo work, some like social media stuff. Georgia, who's one of the organisers for Esoteric, was like, "Oi, come down, do some performing and get some content for us." So I was like, yeah, sick. I would love to do that. So I did a little bit of videoing and I did a little bit of a photo shoot. I did some performances, and one of the big performances I did was for Miss Jade. So I will talk all about that. But I got there on the Tuesday and it was hot as fuck. Like it was literally, I'm not even kidding, it got to 40 degrees for 2 days at Esoteric. Mind you, this is in Donald, which is like country Victoria. It's already hot as fuck out there. And I was like trying to set my shit up with Michaela, one of my friends, and we're like dying in this heat. There's hardly anybody there. It's like barren as fuck, dust everywhere. And we finally set up, and it was just like so crazy to see before anyone really rocked up, like all the organisers and like the build was happening. So the build has been like going along for like 3 or 4 months now. My mate Mace, who's in Dreadful Creations, was there for like 3 months, which is crazy. But that's how much work goes into these things. You're there for months and months building these stages for people. And it's kind of crazy that's all over in like one weekend. But yeah, we set up, we had a look around. It was beautiful. People were swimming in the lagoon, like all the crew and stuff like that. It was so nice. And they actually fed us, which I found really crazy. So anybody who was there from like, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before Esoteric started, they actually fed us. And the food was mint. They had gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian options. Everything was delicious. But the only downside, and we don't know whether it's from the water or if it was from the food, but there was a gastro outbreak. Yeah. And like, I don't know if you heard about it, but it was pretty hectic. I remember on the first night, on the Tuesday night, where before it kind of broke out, there was heaps of people lining up for food. And then on like the second and third night, especially on the Thursday night, like the comparison between the first night and how many people were there and then the Thursday, there was hardly anybody there lining up for food. That's how many people got sick. And apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I was told that a lot of people who actually got sick had to get sent to the closest city, like in Ballarat or something like that, to heal up because they were so sick, which is so heartbreaking. But yep, gastro outbreak happens sometimes at festivals. So the saddest part is, even though there was a lagoon, they had to close it because of the gastro outbreak. And on a 40-degree weekend. Fucking Devo. Once the Thursday started rolling around, I noticed that a lot of tents were coming up, and like I'd been out there for a few days and there was hardly anybody around, and the tents were popping up left, right and center, and everyone's like trying to like tape off their areas so all of their friends could come. And yeah, it was just like 0 to 100 really quick. And I think they sold a lot of like early entry passes this year. And you could really, really tell because by the Friday morning, it was like fully packed. But it was like so amazing. The energy was unreal, like straight from the start. Everyone was just like ready to go, ready to party. The first beat that hit, it was just like, amazing. Like all of us have been anticipating the moment for Esoteric to open, because Esoteric is like the bush doof for Australia nowadays, now that like Rainbow's taken a bit of a step back. They say they're going to come back, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But just saying, Esoteric is taking the cake for that. And the second that first beat started, everyone was like cheering and like loving it. But we all had to be super careful because it was so fucking hot. Like I remember walking from my campsite to, you know, one of the other areas like Moby Dick or something like that. And I looked at this one campsite and the fucking cunts had 2 giant like factory fans set up and a television. I was like, that's the best. Like, that is the best setup. It looked so cool in there. They're sitting in their, like, you know, their chairs with a cocktail and, like, their hair blowing in the fan wind, watching telly, like, while it was just, like, everyone was just, like, having a bit of a relax because it was so hot you could not stay and party the whole time. You had to relax every now and then, girl. But they were just, like, set the fuck up. It was actually amazing. It was so, so good. It kind of made me think there's so many ways that you need to try and keep cool, especially for Aussie doofs. So like actually Broome was as hot as you know 40 degrees as well. A lot of people do like the wet scarves. Some people had like those handheld fans with like the water that like sprays out as well, which I really wanted. Then you've also got the people who are in like RVs and they've got the aircon blowing and everything like that. I reckon Esoteric did a really good job though, because they decided in the last moment that they were going to set up all like these sprinklers at every single stage, and it was like such a godsend. It was actually really funny because as soon as like the sprinklers were on, it got a little bit muddy under those areas, and like people were like getting in the mud and like having mud fights like playfully. It was so funny. I got this beautiful video of these 2 girls who I don't know, and they were just like playing and hugging in the mud. It was just like a really beautiful moment to watch, especially just like seeing that joyous fun when everybody like was, you know, dying from the heat. Some of my favorite moments from Esoteric was performing. Performing is always a bit of a challenge for me. Like I absolutely love performing like my hula hoops and like dance and like silk fans and stuff like that. I don't know if some of you guys have seen my style of hooping, but I'm very high energy. I'm very quick, very like, you know, neck crack, all the things. And I'm trying to do that kind of performing in the heat, and it was like so difficult. Mind you, like most of my performances were like 3 till 4 during the day in the peak heat, but I made it work out. It was good. I reckon my favorite performance was the Miss Jade performance on the Saturday. And I've been performing for Miss Jade now, I think this was my 4th time, my 4th Esoteric performing for Miss Jade. And it was so much fun. She had like her new merch, her like bikinis that had like Miss Jade on them. And we had like these little fluffy leg warmers on and like space buns. And it was like really cool because we came out in these astronaut suits. Mind you, it was fucking boiling. Oh, I felt like a hot potato, man. Like just full bodysuit. And then like once the beat kicked in, we like stripped out of the bodysuit. And it was so much fun. First, we came out with smoke grenades. So we had these like smoke grenades that had this like hot pink color, and we were like bringing them out and making a mood for it. Then after that, we waited a little bit and then went on with silk fans, and that was sick. And then I got the hoops out, and whew, that performance not only was my favorite, but was the most difficult thing ever because of the heat. And not only that, they also had the fucking speakers right behind our heads, like these giant speakers. And they were told, you know, we were told you have to put your earplugs in, otherwise game over. And we're like, yeah, whatever. Put my earplugs in, get on stage. The thing is just penetrating the back of my fucking head. It was so loud. Like I could feel my rib cage just like shattering because of the bass. So even though it was like the best performance, there was like so many tough moments. So yeah, it was really, really fun, really, really good. I just wish, I'm just going to say it, I just fucking wish that the performer spaces were more thought about, man. Like every single year I feel like some kind of weird barrier is in place, I guess maybe for OH&S purposes, but like at the Ascension stage, I love performing Ascension because it's all lit up real cool and the projection mapping is fucking unreal and it's really psychedelic, and they usually get me to do like LED stuff. And I was trying to fucking like hoop out there, and they've got these tiny little box performance fucking, I don't know, platforms with these little barriers. And so I couldn't even like spin my hoop around because it was just hitting the barriers. So Esoteric is fucking amazing. They've done such a good job over the years, but we need better performance stages, please. Please. All the stages bring something so amazing. Like Ascension itself literally looks like a mini boom stage. Like they are literally getting to that point now where the build is just incredible for all of the stages. I mean, the fucking main stage had these like 3 giant mandalas that were spinning in a rotation opposite to each other, and then had this like giant moon rover excavator kind of looking thing. It was sick as fuck. And I feel like as I'm getting older, my taste in music is changing, which I guess is a very natural process. But I'm spending so much time at Snake Pit. Like, I don't know about you, but I feel like each year that goes by, I just want dub, like dark dub, fucking Mystic State, like Turnian sound, just really dark, but like fucking bouncy shit. So I really, really, really loved Snake Pit this year. And I spent a lot of time at Ascension as well. And one of my favorite things ever was, okay, so the good thing about ESO is they recycle a lot of their materials, actually almost all of their materials. And as you guys know, people are shit cunts and they throw their nangs on the ground. Grow the fuck up. But ESO collects all of these things, and guess what they do with them? They make it into fucking art. There was this literal like giant, I don't know what it was. It was like this art piece that kind of looked like the inside of a machine gun. And it was like all of these painted nangs that were like spiraling up into the sky. It looked so fucking good. But that almost brings me to talking about the leave no trace situation. As festivals start to grow, it is so much harder to get on everyone's asses about leave no trace. It was very, very heartbreaking to see how much tents and rubbish and chairs and broken things and torches and shoes and shit was left after everyone left. I couldn't believe it. So if you're listening to this, pick up your shit. It's not that hard, bro. So that was really, really heartbreaking. Another thing that was semi-heartbreaking is someone fucking bought their cat, apparently. I'm in this like ESO-GOS group chat and someone was like, hey, I've lost my cat. I brought my cat to a fucking festival. What do you mean? And they're like, if anyone sees it, its name's this, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, why did you bring your cat to a festival in the heat? Sorry, but that's fucking cruel as fuck. Mind you, everyone in the comments is like, yeah, you're a dickhead. Let's find it. And then this person responded saying, oh, it's because I love my cat more than anything in the world. If you love your cat that much, leave your cat at home, bro. What the fuck? So funny. Apparently the cat was found, I think. Let's just leave it at that because I would die if I lost my cat. But I'm also not a dickhead and wouldn't fucking take my cat to a festival. What the fuck? So coming to the end of my highlights and my lowlights, because I have kind of shared both sides of what I felt about my experience with ESO this year. I do want to talk about the Moby Dick stage. That stage fucking slaps. That shit is where it's fucking at. It is so fucking good. Like on the last day, it is known that everybody just gets together, like, you know, whether it's like stage organizers or like people who have helped out, they all jump on stage with their USBs and they just play classics. Like the best throwback stuff that you can sing along to, because I feel like when, you know, you've been doofing for 4 days straight and like you're wrecked as fuck, hearing lyrics just brings you back to the fucking ground. It just brings you back. And so we're listening to all of these like beautiful like throwbacks and everyone's having a really good time. Some of us are sitting in a chair, like mind you, I was wrecked. I was sitting in the chair like full just scarecrow in it, but I was just like, yeah, it's so good watching all my mates like doing flow art. Like it was so, so beautiful. And like watching my friends like do flow art and unlock new tricks. Like there's something about unlocking new dance moves, new flow art tricks at festivals. And like for me, even like unlocking different ways to communicate to different kinds of people. I find that really, really beautiful because you're connecting with so many different kinds of people from left, right, center, like everywhere. And it's so beautiful to have that. So I do want to thank you, Esoteric, for holding such an amazing, amazing time for us and putting all of that work in and getting so many people, so many crew sorted to build this amazing fucking event. Like, it is like nothing else, and Esoteric just does so many different things to make it bigger and better for all of us. All we got to do is pull our weight, leave no trace, and bring a good vibe. So I'm going to leave it at that. But for my next guest, we're going to talk more about bushdoofs, and this time a little bit on a smaller scale. If you want to watch this, go onto my YouTube at Christadville or search Earthbound Era Podcast. All right, here we go. Mwah. All right, shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay, let's do it. Well, first of all, welcome to Earthbound Era Podcast. So good to have you here. Everybody, this is Arnie. Arnie, meet everybody.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure.
Of course, Del, of course. First off, want to just wish you happy birthday for yesterday. What did you do?
Yesterday, unfortunately, I had to go into work, but one of my friends works with me, which was really nice. So she brought me some roses, which is cute, and then we had some cake at work, which was nice. And then Georgia and I went out for dinner.
Nice. Where'd you go?
We went to this place in Cheltenham. It's like a steak restaurant that they do, grass-fed beef, which is really nice.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we're going away this weekend.
Oh, fuck
which
yeah.
will be really good.
Where are you going?
Going to Mount Martha. George's fam has a holiday house there, which will be fun.
Fuck off, does she? That's mint.
Yeah, it should be really good. I'm excited. I was going to do a big party, but to be honest, I couldn't be bothered staying up all night long.
That's so fair. I feel like there's still like afterglow from Solis as well. Yeah.
And another, like my good friend Sean he's turning 30 next month. So he's going to, I have to be partying quite hard for that one. So picking my moments. Now I've aged into this 30 realm.
Oh my gosh, the 30 realm. We're all entering it now, but I'm kind of like, not going to lie, loving it, because I feel like it's a perfect balance between like knowing how much party I can handle and also like trying to respect my body and be like, okay, I feel like I'm quite sore now. I need to take it a little bit easy, but also like not at the same time.
I thought that this year at Solis, I was going to be like, okay, like I'm going to take it chill. Like I'm not going to go crazy like I do every time because I can't bounce back, and that did not work out.
Neck minute.
At all.
No.
I still slept somehow, but
I mean, that's good.
It's good.
That's
it was
good.
good.
You slept a little bit. But
usually I sleep a lot less, but I just can't stay up all night long.
No, I can't. No. I did it once at Esso this year. Like I did an all-nighter, which I don't usually do anymore, and I was fucked for the rest of the whole thing.
Yeah,
just from that all-nighter.
Just a few nights, just a few hours, just 4 hours, 3 hours of sleep.
Cooked it.
Otherwise, I get loopy.
We get a little bit loopy without bloody sleep. So make sure you eat, drink, and sleep if you're doofing. But
100%.
I did want to ask you, what star sign are you?
Aries.
True.
Yes.
Do you relate to that?
Yes.
Yes. How?
I'm very fiery.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel there are some characteristics, not so much. Like I don't feel necessarily that I'm like a born leader kind of thing.
Yep.
But definitely stubborn. Not afraid of confrontation. And yeah. If I have a problem, I will let you know.
Oh, that's good.
So
I like women like that. That's perfect. We need more fucking brute, but in the best way.
Yeah.
Being like, you know what? I need to fucking let you know something that's pissing me off, but love you, but also you need to know.
Yeah.
That's
very me.
Yes.
So I actually really enjoy being Aries.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, and I also heard a little birdie told me that you just got engaged.
Yes, I did.
Tell me everything.
My partner and I, Georgia, shout out to G, we decided that we were going to get engaged together.
Yes.
So we booked a weekend away and we had our rings made prior. It was really cute. And
so it's like a done thing.
Yeah, well, we were battling it out actually, like who's going to propose. Who's like, I wanted to, Georgia wanted to, then I wanted to, then I was like, no, you do it. And then she was like, no, you do it. And I was like, no, I do it. And then I was like, okay, what's happening here? Georgia also has a really big family. So there was like a lot of weddings and engagements that we kind of had to be like, okay, well, we can't do it now. We can't do it here. So yeah.
Picking the right time. Yeah.
Yeah, which was, so we picked a time, picked a date, which was nice. And then we went away for the weekend. and put together a little picnic. And we were staying at this really nice place in Cockatoo.
Oh, nice. I love Cockatoo.
It's really gorgeous. It was like a loft apartment with like big windows that look out to the forest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you would have loved it.
I would have fucking loved that shit. You're speaking my language.
So it was really cute. And then afterwards, I don't know if you experienced this, but afterwards we're both like, oh my God, like what has happened?
Yeah.
Like, we're now engaged.
Yes.
Like, this is huge.
It's like all of a sudden, it's just
all
like,
of a sudden.
wait, it's happened. This moment I've been waiting for like however long, and it's now done.
Yeah. And then we're both very overwhelmed. So we decided to smoke a joint and go lie down.
Yeah. I think it's very necessary. It's like a big build up, like, oh my God, it's done. We need to smoke a fucking J right now, bro.
I was just like, I can't believe like this has happened, but also I can because I planned it, but also I can't. Yeah.
It's just like a very builds up to it and then it's done and it's like, okay, what now? Now we have to fucking plan a binding or a wedding or whatever is it that we want to do.
Yeah.
Like, hectic. Have you started planning like any wedding stuff or?
So we're starting to look into a wedding.
Yeah.
Which is very expensive.
Very.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Also like probably similar to you. And we want to have a doof wedding, but we also need Georgia's family. So we need a family and a doof wedding. It's hard.
Dude.
We've
been trying to fucking work that out too.
It's really hard. It's like with our friends, we want to just have a party.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but with the family, it needs to be like a wedding.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've just tabled it for a while.
I think that's for the best. Like we've done the same. Like we've got a bunch of like travel stuff that we need to do first, and then we're gonna like get down to like the binding or wedding or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna do like wedding first, and then like wait till like all the non-party adults leave, and then just like have a proper party, which I'm really keen for. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really, that's what, we wanted to do something similar. But yeah, I've just like started looking into venues and I got very overwhelmed. I was like, this is
I'm
too much.
too scared.
I found a venue that like, it's really pretty. It's called Tanglewood Estate it's on the peninsula. Ooh. It's really nice. And then they have like a barn that you rent out. I'll show you the photos. You'd really like it. But it's very like foresty kind of decor inside. But they rent you the barn. It's like you rent the whole thing, but they have things you rent on top. So one of the things that they don't give you, which is weird, is cutlery and crockery.
Sorry?
It's an extra charge.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
I genuinely don't know. Maybe someone can tell me. But it's like the fine print. It's like, here's this beautiful venue. Yes. But they'll just be like a couple of $100 for like some crockery and some forks and etc.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so.
That's like we're going to Phillip Island this weekend. We're going to an Airbnb for my friend Buddy's 30th. And they will not, it's like extra charge if you don't bring your own bedding.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why you even have an Airbnb, bro?
Yeah. And then they'll still charge you, of course, the cleaning fee.
Yes.
Even though I brought my own sheets. Yeah, it's a time.
What the fuck, Australia? Not having that. Not having that.
So yeah, we've kind of tabled that. We'll come back to that in a few months.
It sounds like a perfect plan because, I can totally understand not wanting to, like, delve straight into it because it's like you still, like, want to be able to call them your fiancé for a bit because, like, I feel like for me, because I'm obviously going to call Nathan husband, I feel like husband is not as fun as fiancé.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, hubby. Like, what?
Yeah. I, like, already randomly called Georgia my wife. Like,
yeah, wife sounds way better than
cute.
hubby, though.
I had an Uber driver come and like drop off food and I was like, oh, can you just be quiet? Because like my wife's sleeping.
I fucking love that.
I don't think we weren't even engaged yet. I was just like, I'm just gonna, I told Georgia, she's like, what? I'm like, I'm just a weirdo.
She's living in the future, girls.
Yeah.
She already knew. She already knew.
She knew. But so that's maybe next year's job.
Good idea. Yeah. So before I mentioned Solis, right? Mm-hmm. And how I still have afterglow from it because I fucking do. And I've been talking to everybody at work about, man, Solis was sick. Solis was this, Solis was that. You, and is it G or is it just yourself?
So it's me.
Yes.
Billy and Adrian.
You, Billy and Adrian are the founders of Solis. And so the one that you just ran was the 5th one, right?
Yep. So it's the 5th one in 4 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow, in 4 years. So you did 2 in 1 year.
Yeah, we got ambitious and did 2 in 1 year. That was probably at the start when it wasn't so big. It was like
Gotcha.
maybe like 40 people.
Yeah.
I think that one, when we did 2 in 1 year, that was the first year that we really did it, and we decided to do a winter edition.
Sick.
Which was sick, but also a lot of people got bogged.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, which was awkward. But that's okay.
Dude.
Luca pulled them out. Shout out to little Luke's and his giant four-wheel drive.
Oh, yes. I was there for that one. Was it Alex that got bogged?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, my God. That was so funny. And that's how my nickname of Bog Cherry came from. Because I don't know if you know, but like when I get real maggot, my nickname is called Bog Cherry. And Alex said to me, he's like, I just popped my Bog Cherry. And I was like, fuck, Bog Cherry sounds like a funny ass fuck name. So I do remember that moment. And I do remember lots of people getting bogged.
Yeah.
But how was like Solis, like how was it birthed?
Well, I had at the time, so it was like COVID had just kicked in. We were like, every year we go to like the doofs that we go to with our friends, and like maybe we won't see them for most of the year, but like you're going to see your friends at the party. It was like the years of Rainbow, and like ESO was just coming about. So I was 25, 26? And peak partying years, I would say.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and then COVID kicked in, and I was like, well, this is depressing. And so I said to him, I think it was at the time where the restrictions weren't too bad. So I said to my friends, Billy and Adrian, and I was like, why don't we like throw a little party and see how we go? My friend Sean and George, they had like a company that set up parties.
Yep.
So I said to them like, we'll bring everything, like will you help us set up the stage and do the speakers and that sort of thing? And and they said yes. And the boys said yes. And then we started planning it. That was the only year that we've been in a different spot to the ones that you've come to.
Right.
The first year I rented land off Hip Camp.
What's that?
It's like an app that farmers and like, it's a really good app. It was that farmers and like people with land rent their land to campers.
Yeah, cool. I didn't know
Had a
that.
dam, which was really cool.
Cool.
Which is a really good spot, but it was a bit harder because we had to pay the fee to like rent the land and then get people to transfer, which was annoying. But it was really fun. It was hard. I was listening to your podcast about goat doof recently.
Yes.
And it was a bit similar in terms of I didn't sleep the whole first night and also did a lot of drugs at the same time.
Yes, literally.
Everyone was feeding me drugs left, right and centre. And I was like,
this will help with the setup.
Yeah, this will help. Like Sean's smoking cones and I'm like by his side doing bumps. I'm like, yeah, this will be really good. I don't know what's happening. This is like 4:00 the night before everyone's going to come and we're like,
help, someone fucking help us.
Someone help. And we're all excited to be there and it's just like mayhem. It was very stressful. Georgia, for some reason, decided that on the first day she was going to have some acid. She doesn't really do acid, but she was like, I'm a bit socially anxious. I'll have some acid. That's beautiful.
That's a recipe for disaster, dude. If I know I'm going to see lots of people, I don't do the acid because then I get socially anxious.
I don't know why. At the time, I wasn't really thinking. I hadn't really eaten in like 2 days.
Yeah.
I was like, beautiful. Sounds good. You do that, babe. I'm like, and then I also was like, I'll have some too. So like, we're both tripping. I haven't really eaten. I'm like, I'm going to make some pasta. Like, this will be really good. And I get like my friends coming up to me like, oh, Georgia's not doing well. Like, she's really not doing well. Like, you need to come. And I'm like, in the middle of making myself pasta. I haven't eaten breakfast or anything. No. I'm like, oh, but my pasta, I need my pasta. Not the pasta. I was like, Georgia, my pasta. And I was like standing at the stage. I was like, fuck. It's like running back to the van and George was like crying and like, I just couldn't do it. Like, I just couldn't like do this anymore. So I was just like full on started bawling my eyes out. So then George and I like sitting there like, just like crying our eyes out for like probably 2 hours. And then convinced, like got her out of this bad acid trip that was like, she hasn't really touched it since. Yeah.
I can understand.
It was not great. But that was probably, we did it we were there for 4 days. Mm-hmm. So it was day 2. And we got over that. Somehow we chilled in the van for a while and then got over that and went back to partying.
Yep.
And then enjoyed the rest of the few days. But it took a lot out of me. And
it's so hard setting up shit. And it's so hard to do it like the first few times because like you're so new to it. You're fucking keen for everyone to get there. You're getting into everything and you're like, shit, like I have to set up, but I also want to party because I'm so excited. But it's just like so much on your mind.
Yeah, 100%. I think I struggle as well. Well, not struggle, but like I'm the connector between all of like our friends. So like Billy and Adrian are like, I know them from like partying and like I've been friends with them for many years. And then I met Sean and George like in my early 20s, like late teens, early 20s, but I'm friends with them. So like they would ask me questions that I would then go to Billy, okay, Billy, like this, they want to know this. Like I actually don't know about the DJs or the speakers or this or that.
Totally.
But I was like the in-between, which is really hard because I actually have no idea like different speakers or like generators or anything to do with building or anything.
No way.
So like, do you know the speakers? They're like, you know, the size and the sound comes out. Like, can you go like fix that?
It goes boom boom.
Yeah, can you get like the boom? Like, they want me to, you know, go over there. And Sean as well is like, oh, you know, we need to build this and attach that. I'm like, yeah, Adrian, where's your drill?
Just thumbs up it.
Yeah, so that's been a big theme over the few Solises.
Yeah.
Which obviously has got better and better the more times we do it. And like it's this last one having like Jackson and Kyle and
how
Coops.
much of a fucking lifesaver is Jackson?
Jackson is the best. Shout out to Jackson.
Shout out to Jackson.
He like having him on board is like a whole different situation.
Dude, he pretty much was cornucopia. Like, he just like was he did the same. He didn't sleep the whole first night either because he was just like just working. Yeah. But like he's that kind of person that thrives off it.
Oh yeah, he loves. And like last year when we did Solis was the first time that Jackson helped us. He was really worried about the speakers, the subwoofers getting rained on.
Right.
So this year, he built like the cover of the stage was on a tilt, so the water went into the gutter. Yeah. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Did you see the pipe on the side of the stage? It went out to the back of the stage.
Stop.
So all the water and all the drinks that spilled or whatever else, like goes. I arrived for this Solis 2024 on, what was it, Thursday morning, and Will's just like, yeah, I'm just finishing off the gutter. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, Jackson was really worried about it. So like we have to make sure that like all the drinks. And then I was like, but what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, it just runs off to the back of the stage. Just casually.
It's fine.
It's fine. Just a plumbing system. That's sure.
What are you worried about?
Okay. That's nice. Beautiful. I'm just like, I'm going to go over here, set up some fairy lights, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just going to like puff out these pillows a little bit and... but it looked fucking good as
this year looked good, hey?
Fucking loved like even just that gutter thing. Like I don't know why, but on either side, like I just loved that there was like spoons hanging on either side of it, and then like fucking Timmy's Woody was sitting there with a framed Woody picture, which I will add photos if you watch the YouTube video of this. You will see it right here.
Yeah, so that was so funny. And then I think Beck brought the DJ, like Woody had turntables.
Baby's first decks.
Yes. Oh, that was. I came out and like every time like Woody had been moved, and I was like, "What is happening here?" This year like having Kyle and Will come on board has probably like been and Jackson for the sound, but the boys for the build has been huge.
Yes,
like it is. Yeah, you went behind the
the insulation? Could not fucking believe it. You go behind the decks, man, and it was like, I remember the first time we went, it was like kind of like a shed. Is that shed always there, or is that your build? It's like a
no, it's all
your stuff.
It's all our stuff. So it's actually this year it was Adrian's old roof of his house because he redid his roof. I know.
I love that.
So like all the material that we use for the stage is like all recycled from job sites, which is really cool.
Love that, yeah.
And last year it was just like it didn't have a roof. Like it went into a like just a triangle. And sorry, last year and this year it had a roof which made it bigger.
Yes, it did. Yeah. And like you went in, even if it was like, doesn't matter what temperature, every time you went in there it was just like the perfect temperature, and it's just like, hang on a sec, this is like so funny.
It was like, that was a really good upgrade because I'm not really, now that we have other people that help do the stage, like I'm not involved in the build. I used to be involved, aka standing there being like, you should do this. I think maybe you should do that. I actually don't know.
Supervising.
I'm like, does anyone have a question? Does anyone want a lemonade?
Does anyone want a lemonade?
I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, so like even this year for Solis, like I sent her pictures in the group of all the things I own.
Yes.
Like being like, what is this? This has ended up at my house. It was like buckets of screws and like roofing sheets and like all this stuff. I'm like, is this Solis's? It's not mine.
It's not.
I don't know how to use it.
I just happened to come home with all of this shit.
All of this shit, which is pretty funny. So like obviously dropped it off to the person taking care of that because I was like, I don't know
what I'm going to do with this. Like box of screws.
Giant. It's like this big. We own. It's like roofing screws. I don't know. There's like it's this. It's apparently very expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could resell that shit and make some money.
Yep.
But also,
yeah,
loyal to our friends too.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that too.
But this. I'm interested to see what happens next year.
Yeah. So how do you reckon it's changed? Like, I guess like the build has changed a lot, but do you reckon like comparatively to the first one and the last one, was the first one mostly just your mates?
Yes. So the first one, because it was just run like with a small group, it was just like our close friends.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. So like the first one, Adrian had just become like good mates with Will and Kyle, and he invited them to come to that one, which was kind of cute because like I hadn't really met them before, and I was like, they're so sweet. They're like 5 years younger than me, so I'm like, who are these babies?
Babies.
Who are these babies?
Little
dressed
babies.
in footy shorts at the time, and I was like, they also like, it was really random. Like we all kind of camped together, and they camped in the middle of a field, and they were just like the whole time, like cooking on the barbie, and like I was like, who are these boys that have come with like a barbecue and all this stuff?
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first one was just like friends, not really like friends of friends. And also like the first one that we did, like let's say including DJs, the crew of setup and stuff like that, 10 people.
Right.
Our crew this year, I would say would be 40 people.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Including like the DJs, the performers, the volunteers, like the build, whatever else. Yeah, so that's like, and then off of that comes more people because like people want to bring their friends and friends and friends. So that's pretty much the like biggest difference that has been with the like people that come.
Yeah.
I think for what like the first one we had a caravan as a sesh den. So that's pretty
kind
cool.
of the fucking best.
So that was pretty sick.
I love that.
Which really made a good spot to like hang out, especially if it was like cold and stuff like that. So each one has been really different.
Yes.
We've definitely learnt a lot as we've been going along. But yeah, next year will be interesting. We'll see.
Yeah, because you were thinking about canning it, weren't you? I thought you were.
Oh yeah, last year I was done.
Last year you're done.
I'm so done.
And
I couldn't
like,
do it anymore.
Right. It was just like the work and
yeah, and like I love my friends, but like they're not very good with confrontation.
Yep.
And so I felt like each year I was the one that was making like we all agreed to like what the rules I guess were.
Yes.
But I was the one that was enforcing it.
For sure.
Yeah, I would end up at least once crying or having some sort of breakdown at the event.
Is this like saying like no to certain people coming and because like that's a big element of Solis, I think. Like I think that's why I love it so much because like there is literally no fuckwits, and because of that, it's because you guys are in knowledge of who is buying tickets, and I really love that about you guys. But like you'd obviously had to say no to people that you might know. Like
yeah, definitely. I think it's unfortunate, but like the doofing world has a lot of weirdos and a lot of creeps out there, and I myself have quite high standards of the people I want to be friends with and how I think that they should behave and how they should like behave towards others, especially.
Fact.
So we've had some friends that have come and gone, and I've kind of been the one to tell them no and goodbye.
Yep.
Which has resulted in like some really not nice things, like people bullying me, like sending me messages, like and it's like it's not just me. And
what
then
the fuck?
Yeah, it's just like not okay behavior at all. Pretty much the rules are don't sexually assault people
Fact.
and don't do juice.
Yes, can't.
And if you do, like, I don't really want to be friends with you and I don't want you coming to my event.
Thank you. Fucking thank you, because exactly the same standards.
Yeah, and it's like, also, I guess I'm one of the more older people in our group of friends. Yeah. And there's a lot of young girls, like some of my friends are 19, 20, and like the thought of having like some sort of creepy guy and the first time they're trying drugs, like touching them or like I get really protective and I'm like, no.
Not a chance.
No. So yeah, that sucked over the years, but I found a really good friend in Kyle. Shout out to my gorgeous friend Kyle. He's got my back. The muscles.
Kyle is in like cowboy hat Kyle.
Oh, cowboy hat Kyle.
Cowboy hat Kyle.
A dreamy boy.
Yes.
He's also terrifying. So yeah, which is really good. We had a actually really good chat before we did this Solis, because I was like, if something like this, I just can't. I don't have the energy.
Yeah.
To be the face saying this is not okay.
Fact.
And he was like, I've got your back, Arnie. If anything comes up, like, you just tell me and I'll deal with it.
Because that's all you need at the end of the day is just, like, one or two other people to be like, hey, it's all good. We got you back. If we need to fucking stand up and say something, we will. Because, like, having to, like, do that all by yourself, well, as you know, it's fucking draining. And, like, you do, when you're, like, organising festivals or organising parties, whatever the fuck it is, you do need that person in the group to be like, yeah, no, I don't agree with that. And no, I don't feel comfortable with this kind of person coming to her. Because otherwise, it's just going to turn into a fucking shitstorm.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's men.
Yeah.
That these things are happening with.
Yep.
And for me to talk to a guy and be like, you know, blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, they just don't take me that seriously.
Yeah.
They just don't. And they're not threatened by me, and that's fine. So, yeah, I needed someone who can really talk to them and be like, no.
Bro, this is not fucking on. Yeah.
And I think that was another reason this year's Solis was really, really good. It was really good. We had some people. So we have the Solis page, which is where we post all the pictures and everything, and people like would message us asking to come.
Yeah.
We had one person message us to come. Like, I'm replying, but it just says Solis page.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so who do you know? Because, like, you have to know someone to come.
Yeah.
And they're like, I am sorry, but, like, who do you know? Because I know, like, 94 people coming to this event and, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm one of the organisers for this event. What do you mean?
What the fuck?
They're like, I'm sorry, because I said my name's Arnie, like, I'm one of the organisers. Like, oh, well, your name's not on the event. So, like, are you even an organiser? And I'm like,
you're not making yourself get a fucking ticket, doll.
I guess you're not coming.
Yeah. What the fuck?
And Billy also has access to the messenger as well.
Yeah.
So after that, Billy just started having a random go at them. It was really funny.
I fucking love that. What a fuckhead.
Because he was like messaging. He's like, so who's even playing? Like, is it even worth my time? I'm like,
I cannot.
I was like, what is happening here?
People's audacity of like
so weird.
having this expectation, like I should be allowed to go to this event. It's like, well, the point that we're throwing this event is like, I guess in a way you could say it's like the close-knit crew of like doofers and stuff.
I think we had like quite a few people message us through the group, and there was like probably, I would say 90% men who don't know anyone else, who don't actually have a friend they're coming with. They just want to come on their own. So I'm just like, no. I'm like, you're just on the search for random party situations. I was like, no. But it was pretty funny. We had some people message back, and Billy's like, send us a photo of you balancing a spoon on your nose.
Did
or
they
like,
do it?
No, but like the guy replied, he's like, that was a good one, because it was like while we're at the event. And I was like, and it just got, I think it was in the middle of the night, and we just started sending random messages like, send us a photo of you eating cat food like, with your cat or something random.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Start fucking with people.
I know. I was just like, because I couldn't at the start. I'm like, whose friends are these? Trying to work it out, and then I was like, you know what? If I don't have any mutuals with you, none of my friends have mutuals with you.
Legit.
You're just a random. You're not coming. It's just not going to happen because you need to know someone.
Yeah.
Actually, I think next year we're going to have to do it at like a private land.
Yeah. So I was actually, that's what I wanted to ask you is like, because obviously that was public land. That is one of the best sites I've ever doofed on in my life. I love the smell. Like as soon as you walk in, you smell eucalypts. It's beautiful. It's like sclerophyll forest and all that shit. But like, how do you go with like, because like, didn't the cops rock up this time?
Yeah. So I think the cops came on Saturday maybe? Yeah, Saturday. The boys didn't tell me because I knew that I would get stressed, and it was all fine because I'm a big stress head, and I'll be like, the bass is too loud.
Yeah,
like,
we need to turn it down.
We need to turn it down because like to me, I'm like, if I'm sitting in the couches or I'm sitting back from the stage, like I don't need music to be blasting in my ears.
Same.
Like I want to talk to someone. I'm not at the speakers.
That.
But yeah, I think someone told me, but they said it was all fine because we had them come one other year, which was really funny. I'd done a bunch of speed and these cops rock up and I'm just like, Billy, with me now. And he was like, my friend Billy is 6'4". Yeah. I'm 5'4". So I'm like, got this giant man behind me. I'm like, we go, talk to the cops now. And the cops are like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, trying to block. So like, as I was saying to you before, like the stage is the only illegal part about having it on private land. Oh, sorry, public land.
Because it's got structures.
It's a built structure. So you can have generators, you can have people, as long as it's not like a for profit. So Solis is like not for profit. All the money goes back into the event.
Yeah.
And usually, like we've had years we don't make any money. Usually, some years like we do, and it goes back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the stage. So I was like trying to block the cops from seeing the stage.
Right.
So I was like, Billy, stand behind me.
Yeah. Six foot 4 men, stand right here.
But that was fine. That was before we had our beautiful Jackson, and we had the bass. So we used to have the stage on the opposite side to where we have it this year.
Yep.
And so the bass and all the sound would be going onto the residents of the area.
Right.
So that year the cops, he was really nice though. He's like, here's my number. The residents have just complained. So like if I text you, like you have to turn it down. And if you don't, I'm going to have to come shut you down.
I mean, that's still pretty fucking good that he was like, look, just trying to find. But also like, can the residents shut the fuck up? It's one weekend out of like how long you've lived out in the fucking country.
I think it's just like one guy who's like, those people don't shut up. I'm going to come down there with my shotgun and mirror. It's like, I was like,
why are you mad, bro? It's silent every other fucking time of the year. Let the kids have fun.
The residents actually have, not that guy obviously, but some of them have started coming every year. I don't know if you saw them.
I remember they were actually the best as well.
Someone gave us a bag of mushrooms last year.
The best?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I love that. Were they,
and they like
the bros that came? Yeah. They were really nice.
They're really nice. They're like, oh yeah, your kid's throwing another party. Come down every year. Because we drive past their property to get in and they see like there's cars and like cars that are not meant to go off the road. They're coming in.
They're coming the fuck in like melon cherries.
Yeah.
Melon Cherry got a fucking RV van, and that was the winter one.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did not get bogged.
Yeah, that was plush, that van.
That thing was beautiful. She was like opening the fridges and being like, "Would you like any food?" Like they've cooked up like 8 or 6 pastas. It was
very
so
specific.
Funny.
8 or 6, but not 7.
Not 7.
Definitely not.
8 or 6 pastas. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
so
that was I'm sad that their van got cancelled this year.
I know. I was devo. And like I had to be the bad news bringer for G, and I was like, "Oh, Melon Cherry's like van fell through," and I felt terrible. I was so upset because like Melon Cherry, like they don't really doof that much. They pretty much only came to Solis and Cornucopia, and it was like really nice to hear that they were going to come again. And I was like, "Fuck yes!" And fell through.
Well, next year. Next year, yeah. Hopefully you guys do Cornucopia again.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, it might not be called Cornucopia though. I think we're trying to figure out like if we want to, because Cornucopia was based around like the 3 birthdays, Capricorn and all that shit. So I think we're trying to like figure out a name for our crew, but like none of us are kind of agreeing on anything.
Yeah. I think Jackson was talking to the boys to see if he could borrow the stage.
Oh, really? Yeah. Fair.
And the boys were like, yeah, I think so. If you like can put it all together.
Yeah. He'll work out a way. Trust me.
Will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely have to get Melon Cherry to come with us again to that one because that was really fun.
Definitely. Coming back to the covers.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Did they come to this year and say, looks good, but did I hear that?
Could have been.
That's fucking hilarious. I heard someone tell me that like, these like lady cops came and they were like legends.
It's the first. I didn't get told very much because like I would have cracked it. So,
oh my God, they didn't tell you. Oh well, I'm more bringer of bad news.
No, it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
That would be cute.
They came and they were like, look, you're just going to make sure to turn it down, but looks great though.
Yeah. I mean, it did look, you know what it is? It's the what's it called? The tin. It's the tin that we use for the stage itself. I think it just blends really well, like into the, I guess, like you think of Australia, think of shack in the bush. This is the vibe. So I think it just like blends in really well, so people can't actually tell how big it is.
That's a fact. And like on the side, it's quite short because they're seeing it from the side. They're not seeing it from the front. And
the front, like then you can actually see there's like a lot in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the side, it just looks like some tin that we've put up and then we're just all camping, which is completely fine. So yeah, it's worked out like pretty well. I'm actually really surprised that, that they could hear us. But
yeah, I couldn't believe that because like there seems to be like one big house that comes off like that road. And, like, I guess it would be them because even on the map, when we were looking at the map, like, there's not that much around. And I just can't believe they're fucking complaining. One weekend. Come on, guys.
I know. And I guess this year we did do it for, like, 4 days. And, you know, Kyle and Will went up on Monday. Yeah, they were there for a week. They built a shower. Like, not a shower that, like, a bag that hangs from a tree. No. They built a shower. Yeah, built out of tin with a floor, a mesh floor, and like wood, and then there was a shower bag that hangs at the front and a little shower curtain.
I'm obsessed with that.
Every day.
I fucking love that. No wonder they looked fresh every time I looked at them. I'm like, how the fuck you guys look? I got like dirt on my face. I've got a matted bird's nest in the back of my head. I've been there for 2 days. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I walked out because we came on Thursday. I walked in the stage, is like looking absolutely epic.
Yeah.
Archie, one of our friends, he's actually a vinyl DJ. I don't know if you know him, Archie Lowe.
He's got blonde.
Long blonde hair.
Yes, I remember Archie.
So he graphed the whole stage.
So good.
So the boys took it up on Monday. I think Monday morning or Monday night, and then they were there for the whole week.
Fucking hell! I loved that stage. It was like flowers and clouds, and like you guys had fucking projection mapping this year. Who did that?
Yeah, so George did that.
Obsessed.
Yeah, he's gonna hate me for this, but I forgot his business name. But he's got a business.
Yep.
And he rents. He does like a lot of. Yeah, we'll put it here. Starts with A, but I can't remember. Sorry, George. So he rents out equipment, and he also sets up festivals.
Sick.
And he also did the lights for Boom this year. Did I go last year? I went last year. I forgot the years.
Oh, wait. He was the one that lent us the shade sails, I think, for corn.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, George is a man of many talents. He's a weird man,
Shout out, George.
Yep. Shout out, Mr. George. Mr. George. So, yeah, he did our projections for us. He came up on Friday, I think, and then mapped it all out. They changed through different days because he mapped out different things on the actual stage. Did you see when the Rick and Morty was playing?
No.
On Saturday? He projection mapped, Rick and Morty onto some of the clouds, and we're trying to guess which episode, which was really hard.
I fucking love that.
Yeah. But, so I said the next step up from last year was project mapping.
Dude. And it was sick. It was like really glitchy in a different way. Like it wasn't like any other projection mapping I've seen. It had its own like taste, like its own flavor in a way. And it was just like these glitchiness, and then it would be normal again. It would glitch again. I was like, fuck, this is like really... And like I would find myself, even when I was in the very few sober times, I would look at it and be like, it's changed. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I would be like, it would be playing tricks on me even when I was sober. I'm like, that's a sign of really good fucking projection mapping.
Yeah, it's really interesting. He was showing me, like, I've learned a lot from Jackson showing me random things because obviously he loves what he does. And then same with George. He loves what he does. And I'll just get stuck in a conversation being like, okay, yeah, sure. Am I following? I don't know. I think so. It'll soak in later.
Yeah.
But yeah, he traces like each. So first they had the 3D shapes that come out. So like a lot of stages will have that. Mm-hmm. They'll have like 3D things so that you can project map onto it. And then he'd project map each of the individual like flowers or mushrooms or whatever drawings are on the stage. So it looks like they grow and like open.
That's what it was. Yeah. But it had like elements of like just weird, strange movements that would play tricks on you, and I just loved it.
Yeah, it's really cool. So there's like 4, I think, or more dimensions, that he could like project map, and each day it'd get more complex because he'd map different things. It's really cool. It's like a computer, and then like goes around. So that's how they do on like all the big stages as well. They're like do first stage of mapping and then next mapping, and he does it for a lot of like he's done it for ESO, he's done it for Boom, he's done it.
That's just like a whole other world. Like Jackson said that when he was learning, he was like learning off, it might have been George actually that taught him, I can't remember, but he like was literally up for like 2 days straight just like learning this like hectic like projection mapping. It's just like, I am not IT fucking savvy, bro.
Oh no, me neither.
Like,
I can barely use my phone.
I can barely use my phone.
I was just like, I have a phone. I'm like, yeah, maps. I'm going places.
I love that.
Really, I'm really not good. I'm really not good.
Oh, I do not fucking IT. Like, my partner's like not a project, right? A systems engineer. And, like, he's all IT shit. And I'm like, I can't work out how to do Apple ID. And he's like, fuck me. And then there's people doing, like, projection mapping, like, Taz Visuals level, man. Like, he apparently, one of my mates told me that Taz will literally, like, do projection mapping as he's going while, like, performing. Like, he's making new ones as he's going.
Yeah, see, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe some ADHD going on in there.
Oh,
it's like,
bro. That's like, literally, just
all his computers just like,
I'm ambidextrous, but also known as ADHD.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, George will always explain things to me, and I'll try my best to follow on, but I will get lost.
Bro.
Same with Jackson. When I came to go to, he's like, oh, Arnie, come, I have to show you all this. I have to show you. I'm like, yep. And then he's like, I got this running on that and running on this. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you do. I'm proud of you, man. Yeah. Get it. I'm just happy that they're happy, you know. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
I'm having a good time. I'm learning something.
Yeah. I'm learning that you're really good at this.
Yeah, I'm learning everything. And I'm also learning this is hard.
Yeah. Real hard. Couldn't do it.
I ain't going to do it.
It ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
That was the first few Solises where I was like trying to learn how to do these things, and now I'm like, I give up.
Yeah, no. That's how I felt when I was fucking trying to learn Timmy's fucking choreograph for the opening dance.
Oh my God.
He's fucking amazing. Yeah. But that dance was hard as fuck. Shout out Timmy.
Yeah. Oh, Timmy. I had no expectations or had no idea what it would be.
Yeah.
I was just like, do you want to do an opening thing? Because we'd
best.
Yeah. So people said us to in the past, like, we should have like something where we all sit, like, come together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said to Timmy, like, would you be keen to do something like that for us? And he's like, yep, 100%. Next minute, he's like, CJ's performing and this person's performing, and this person, I'm going to get a circus actor and I'm going to book a rehearsal space. I'm like, what?
It was fucking balls to the wall, and like, I don't expect anything less from Timmy because like, he's a fucking like world-renowned dancer. Like it's his full-time job. Timmy J. Hickey, look him up. He's the most fucked dancer ever. I cannot take my eyes off him. And when he messaged me being like, hey, would love you to be a part of like the opening dance like ceremony thing, I was like, fuck yeah, sick. And I'm imagining like, you know, flowy. Like,
yeah, no.
Bro.
You were out there.
Bro. As soon as he showed me the choreography, I was like, I'm not going to call myself a dancer anymore because that was next level. But like, no, the hard part was only for like 2 minutes. But it was cut, real fast shit. And like, it was fucking amazing. And it was really good because he allowed all of us to show our own individual talents. So like, you know, I've got my like glitchy kind of like tribal fusion dance that he gave me time for. And then he had his solo part. And then Ellie had her fucking headstanding
that
thing,
was crazy.
which was sick. And then Nicolette's doing like her fans and her dancing. Like, man, it was just like, I've never done anything like that before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like I obviously do like flow art and hooping and stuff, but like to do like a choreographed thing with a group of people was so exhilarating. And as soon as we came off, like I guess the stage, we had people coming up and like crying and like hugging. Yes. It was so beautiful.
I cried so much. He made that song that you guys before. Yeah, I know. He sent it to me and I was like, "What? You made a song?" And he's like. And then at the end, it's like, yeah, we are Solis. I was like, what do you mean? What is this?
It was so beautiful.
Nat, my friend Nat, who did, like, she had her, she was recording heaps of stuff for the event and we're going to make, like, an after movie.
Nice.
But, yeah, she got, this scene of Ari, like, wiping away a tear from his cheek and then, like, Nicolette coming in and giving him a big hug. It was so fucking cute.
It was so cute. Like my girlfriend Lizzie came up and she's like, I'm just so happy to know so many talented people. And I was like, oh my God, it was so beautiful. Like I literally just was like hugging so many people, like Tina and that were coming up and just like holding us. And I was like, fuck, like this feels like a real full on opening, like initiation into like playfulness and like us being able to connect to like this ground that we stand on and like paying respect to that. And like, it just felt like, yeah, like I'm now ready to be a part of just this and nothing else in the outside world is going to come and come into the back of my mind. It's just going to be us and this right now.
Yeah, I think it was so perfect. I couldn't like. Also, this is like our 5th birthday. Like this is years of like hard work, but also like friends coming in and out, and like, you know, whatever else drama been happening in our real lives, and this just having this moment of like being with our friends and being like, oh my God, like
grateful.
Yeah, so grateful. And it was, I actually was gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my God.
That was crazy. And then he DJ'd.
Yeah, and it was like hot girl shit. It was okay, I'm gonna fucking twerk this ass in a fucking cosmic bitch.
Yeah, that was really cool. I'm interested to see. Hopefully, he'll be in the country next year.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe he'll get you doing even more crazy things.
Do you want to talk about fucking crazy things? You know what crazy bullshit I got up to at Solis?
Mm.
I was like, as you know, bog cherry as fuck. I'm like the most havoc when I drink alcohol.
Yeah.
I was like,
most people.
Dude, I don't know what happened. Like someone was like, oi, CJ, you should bump this pea. And I was like a pea.
Like a vegetable?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, obviously I'm going to do that. So I go up and I like pretend bump this pea and actually went up my nose.
Like
4 hours later. 4 hours later, I'm getting ready for bed. Blow my nose. Guess what fucking comes out?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This fucking pea out of my nose. 4 hours.
You gotta crush it, man. You gotta crush it.
Feel it. Yeah. I need to fucking crush it. Dude, I thought I pretend bumped it, but I fucking bumped this pea and it was up my nose for 4 hours.
Oh, man. That's pretty good. I haven't heard that one before.
It was fucked. And then I got tattooed.
Yeah. That was. He left on the Sunday. I was gonna do this tattoos on the Sunday, but I don't know why.
That.
Yeah, he goes to a bunch of different doofs, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna fucking show everyone. I got 1-300 because my group of girlfriends. Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Oh nice.
1-300 fuck me is the group chat with all my girlfriends. Ooh. And I was flying.
Yeah, because that would have been on the Saturday.
Bro. I was like, I'm going to eat everything. And I did. And my girlfriend was like, oi, get tattooed. I'm like, yeah, I fucking will. Because I very much get like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like the full Saji just comes out. And I got it done. And I barely remember getting it done. I just remember just laying in this nice fan with a fan. Nice van with a fan. Van with a fan. And it was just like nice. And I was just laying there. And then I literally felt like I didn't feel it. And I hate when people say they don't feel their tattoos getting done. But I didn't fucking feel it, I swear.
I mean, you had your own sedatives at that stage, I'm thinking.
That's a fact.
So, yeah. So, you know, it makes sense. Yeah, I was going to do it on the Sunday, but anyway, we'll do it next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
Good tattooist.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
I'm trying to remember the doof. I can't remember the name. I have to ask my friend. But, yeah, he was at another doof that I went to.
Yeah.
And, and then he was going to go to ERGOT, and then ERGOT got cancelled, and I hit him up because I'd hit him up before, and he was like, oh, I'm going to ERGOT. I was like, okay. Yeah, so then he came, which was really cool. I liked having that element as well. Yes, be like, we have a tattoo van.
You guys had a tattoo van. Mm-hmm. You had putt-putt.
We did have putt-putt.
Loved the putt-putt. I was so shit at it, but every time I was like so confident I was going to get it in.
Mm-hmm. That was good. Good day activity. Then we had yoga.
Yes.
With Koya, which was awesome. Shout out to Koya. Thank you again. And then we had Connor, who did, I don't know, on the way to the toilets, he did all the art installations.
Yes, the string art. Yes, I mean, he's lovely. And I love the idea with the Ouroboros and like, oh, fuck.
It was really nice so having beautiful. That like element of like an art kind of thing because we hadn't had that before as well.
Yeah.
Which was, that was really nice. And then I think those are the only activities we had this year. Will was going to do a workshop for like plumbing. I would have fucking so gone to that. Or like we were going to have Georgia was going to do a workshop on like how to use a generator. Because they're like showcasing our skills.
I fucking love that.
Maybe next year.
Do that.
Be like, make yourself your own gutter. And we like supply the pieces and you put it together.
Yes, that would be so
workshops,
good.
Yeah, workshops are fun, especially when it's like, I mean, so this year is the biggest we've ever done it, and we had 140 people.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Shit.
all up together, considering 40 of those are crew.
Yeah.
So we had probably 90 to 100 people coming. And the first one was 40 people. And the one last year was 85, which is the one you came to.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely grown obviously over the years.
I felt like it wasn't. I feel like I couldn't tell it was 140 people.
I think it's because it's like the location in the trees.
Yeah, true.
You don't see it. Also, like people will come for like 1 day and go, or 2 days and go, or like and it's not like
all
the
at
whole
once.
all at once. And you don't like it's funny because like you see the aerial of like Esoteric and it's like this huge camping thing, massive, and then trees.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can't see us because it's just trees.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Really
it makes it a bit
nice.
complicated for camping, but it worked fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 140 people.
Fuck.
The toilets definitely, I don't know about Cornucopia, but our toilets took a hit. We
Really?
had to block one of them off.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Fuck. I like that you have lights in your toilets though.
Got to have lights in the toilets.
I'm a big light and toilet person.
Yep.
But nah,
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, yeah, I don't know how this happens, but I've been to doofs. Even like Suki did a doof. The people that like run or organise Bangboza.
Yep.
Yeah, so I went to Bangboza one year, which was really cool. Their music was amazing. They had like 100-something people coming.
Yeah.
Not one toilet. Which is like
Bro, you
not
can't.
great. You just can't like I'd go to pee like just behind where I was camping and there'd be like shit on the ground. And like everyone's too cooked to like bring a shovel and bury it. So it's like just there.
No.
And then you have 100 people for 3 days, no toilets.
Nah, I went to a Renegade warehouse party in the western suburbs and it was fucking sick. It was very packed. Same thing, not one toilet because it's a Renegade. They've literally just bought decks and that's it. And then like there's like, I don't know, like 200 people there and like literally you just go outside and there's like shit and piss everywhere and it's like, and like tissues and shit everywhere. It's just like, come on, like the bare minimum. Like,
yeah.
The bare minimum.
You just, you need it. You can't, like we're humans. And especially when we party, we pee and poo more.
Yes.
Well, some of us don't for 3-4 days, which is lucky you guys, not me. But yeah, so like we had 4 toilets this year.
Yeah. And
I said we were like at capacity because we had to close off one of the toilets because it got too full.
Right. Oh, it's too full.
Yeah, so like
the
fun thing I know about toilets now. They have a tank, so like that will fill with waste, and then you have another tank, which is where you put all the water.
Right.
So like we fill the toilets at Solis to the top.
Shit.
So we had to block off one of them, which was fine because I would think that next year if we did it again, which I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
We'd probably have like 200 people, I would say.
Yeah.
210.
Yeah.
Because if you think of like the people that have come this year, and then they bring their friends. And then and then it's like, okay, so yeah.
It just keeps
growing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I won't I think this will be the last year that I know every single person because usually I'm the accounts manager.
Yes.
I like to say it. I'm the accounts manager and HR. So if you have a query, please refer to me. But yeah, so I handled all the memberships and stuff. So I knew every single person. It's like they'd come in the gates and like, you're this person. Here you go. You're camping over here with your friends.
Yes, perfect.
I love that. Out all the friends you just
I love that. Yeah, I remember getting there. We were like, where do we fucking like park? And we kind of like awkwardly parked the van somewhere and you came up and you're like, well, I've decided that all your friends are going to go here. And then if you park there, and I was like, this is exactly what we needed. Like,
I grouped everyone in friendship groups. I'm like, okay, so there's like CJ and Nathan's friends and they're going to go over here. And then there's like Sasha and Alex's friends and they're going to go over there. And then there's like all the DJ's friends, Jesse's friends are going to go over here. And like I had a rogue people try and set up. I'm like, but your friends are over there. And they're like, oh, I'm like, get your stuff. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Like, I'll show you where you're camping. I'll show you where your friends are.
You have assigned VIP. I've assigned you a spot. You go there.
I loved it. I was like,
like
this
obviously
is exactly
you want to camp with your friends, especially at like a little festival.
And you want enough space for just your friends there. Like,
and you don't want to like, so that was pretty funny. But I knew every single person. So I knew like 140 people.
Yeah.
Which is really cute because like I'm slightly addicted to my phone. And so I was messaging people being like, oh my God, it's so excited to see you. Blah, blah, blah. The boys would never do that. They'd be like, yeah, come. Yeah. Camp. Yeah. You go.
This will do.
Come to the stage. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think next year I just can't.
Yeah.
It'll be too many people for me to.
Yeah. To know everyone.
To know everyone and to do all the tickets. Like it was just, the memberships would be too, it would just be too many.
Is there like a cap where you wouldn't go over that many people?
Yeah, there would be. But what I try and do, and same with the budget. So like there'll be like the cap and then there'll be like the little wiggle. There might be 10 people wiggle room, and then there's the actual cap.
Got you.
Because like you'll always have like this year we probably had 10 people who are like on the day like like the day before, even though I said like 4 times memberships are gone.
Done. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot, blah, blah, which is fine. And they're good friends. So like
true.
You want to have them there and it's all good, but like you have to allow for that like buffer.
Yeah.
Same with like the budget.
Yeah.
I always leave $1,000 as a buffer.
Just in case.
Just in case, which every year has been got eaten into.
Really?
Yeah, because there's small things that you like don't think about. So I think like what have we had in the past? Extra petrol. Last year was extra petrol.
Yep, generator.
Which the generator that we were using used a lot of petrol, so we had to have that. And then like this year I think it was just like extra stuff for the stage that we had to and the stage itself.
Oh.
So the stage itself at first we were like, it's going to be like 1,000 or something.
Yeah.
Because it's all recycled, but then ended up being like closer to 2.
Yeah.
And so it's just like that sort of things, and then there was some stuff for the toilet. So I like to leave.
Yeah, it's smart to do that. It's
Yeah,
like you don't want to be like under and you're like, fuck, none of us have money to like cover this thing, or like if someone's tire pops then it's like got half the shit of the stage. And
and also like you don't, it's very like known, I guess, like it's just not nice dealing with your friends and like money.
It's
like
hard.
It's hard.
It is
like,
hard, yeah, because like we struggled with that with cornucopia, because I was like, I don't really want to charge anyone because it's a third. And others were like, well, if we charge, it'll cover the cost, because we did put a lot of money into corn. And it was like really hard to like find that balance between like supporting ourselves, but then also like because it's our mates. And I really struggled with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really hard. And like we have a crew of like maybe minus the DJs and like performers and stuff. There's like 20 of us who like help organize it. But within that, like there's people that do a lot more work. There's people that do not that much work. And like, it's all fine. It just comes down to like if you're going to lose or you're going to like, you're going to have to put money into it, who is that falling onto?
Gotcha.
Like in the past, it'd always be like Millie, Billy and Adrian. If we made a loss, like that comes out of our pockets. That's like we're the ones that are doing that. This year, it would have been like us and Will and Kyle and some other people. But it's always something to consider. Yeah, I was talking to Jackson and I think Solis was probably like maybe 4 times what cornucopia was.
Fuck, I can understand that, cunt. Because you guys had heaps of shit going on. You even had like a chill area, and then you got your fucking food truck. Yeah. You got like heaps of couches, which is a fucking must-have at Mini Doofs.
Yeah, a lot of couches. That was good. And the chill area was a new addition.
Loved that.
Which was like...
With the games.
With the games. That was like a very take on the garden stage at Boom, which is like what Will was going for. Oh my God, yes! Yeah, with all like the carpets and like the hanging things, because he really enjoyed that. And Kyle and Will both like, we really need this, because I was like, chill stage, like, wouldn't you just be at the stage? But it was really used. People really liked it.
Yeah. I think it's necessary to have like those kind of areas, and like also like couches with the tents at the back of this, like at the back of the stage is a fucking must have. And like I love that like you guys don't have the music like penetrating, because it's like it's loud enough that you can like dance and yell and have a good time, but like you're also like able to sit down and have a really good chat with your mates at the back of stage but still be a part of it.
Yeah, well,
so important. That's why we did it at Corn, because you guys did that, and we were like we love that about Solis. Like we have to bring that for Corn.
Oh, I love it. I love that too, and because it's like I don't really want to go home and not be able to hear, or like have ringing in my ears for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting in the couches wearing the like special headphones. So that's I really like that part too, because it makes it. And then if you want to dance, I mean, you get up and go close.
And if your friends want to dance and you just want to sit down, you can just sit down and your friend's right there dancing, and you're like, fine.
Yeah, one of the years it was smaller. We didn't do it this year because we didn't need to, because we had the inside of stage, but we usually like lift the couches and like, oh no, we did it one of the nights and we moved them up to the stage.
Oh yes, I love that.
We did that on the Sunday, I think the Sunday night or Saturday night. Yeah. I was the last one. Oh, Sunday night. I was one of the last ones to go to bed. So we took the couches and just moved them and sat them right in front of the stage.
Love that so much. Oh my God, I need to tell you one more thing. When you took me to that sesh tent, obviously I was on a level, and all of us guys were sitting there and we're like saying obviously the biggest dribble ever, but one thing we came up with was renaming TV and movies with bong, with the word bong. So I was like, Bong the Builder.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to hear my list?
Oh, you made a list.
I made
wonderful.
Well, we made a list.
Oh, we made, yes.
There was like 10 of us in the tent.
That was a really sick
Munted,
tent.
just been like, oh. Okay, so there is. I'm such a fuckwit. Bong the Builder.
Mm-hmm.
Home and Bong.
Oh, yeah.
The Price is Bong.
Oh, I like that one.
The Bong is Right.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's
good very
one.
nice.
I think Lizzie said that one. Bong Factor.
Yep.
This is one of my favorites. America's Next Top Bong.
Oh, I could see that. Oh, I could see that. Like different glass.
Yes.
Like different shapes. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, the Gator Bugs. Gator Bugs are always the funniest shit about. Working in conservation, I've seen hundreds of Gator, like no exaggeration, hundreds of Gator Bugs.
I know someone that did like a modelling like campaign for them and posted on Instagram. Interesting man.
Stop.
Yeah.
I need to meet that man.
He's an interesting man.
Please introduce me. There is also the Great British Bong Off.
Ooh.
Master Bong.
Oh, Master Bong. Oh.
Top
Master Bong.
Top Bong.
Yep.
Pimp My Bong.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
Some stickers. Some like croc, like extras.
Yes. That would be the best cunt. Just like a little shiv as well. The Brady Bongs.
Yep.
McLeod's Bongs.
Oh, that hits hard. I've just finished watching McLeod's Daughters for the third time.
I fucking loved it. Like as a kid, I wasn't like allowed to watch too much, but I always remember like opening my door really late at night and watching it and be like, oh my God, Claire. Like.
Me too. Oh my God. Literally, yep.
Obsessed. There is Bong and Order.
Oh, that's getting...
It's getting very interesting. RuPaul's Bong Race.
I like that one.
I love that one. Bong and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Morty smashing bongs, basically. Yep. Breaking Bong.
Oh, that's devastating.
The Land Before Bong.
Oh, that's devastating too.
This is even more devastating. The Never Ending Bong.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Probably pass out.
And I guess the last one is The Passion of the Bong.
Yeah, you could see that.
You know? Yeah.
Will I have it? Will I not have it? Oh, but I need it.
It's calling my name.
It has my name on it, but I can't do it.
It's blasphemy. So this was going on for like an hour in this fucking tent. And we were just like cock-eyed like, passion of the bong. And we're like, so funny. Like that's my favourite part of it. It's like when you get back to the sesh tent and you just like this dribble comes out and it's like stuff that sticks with you for life.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
So dumb.
I feel like I couldn't communicate on the Saturday night at Solis because like I had a drop of acid and I don't know, but it was like it was much more intense than the last time I'd had it. Couldn't communicate with anyone. And everyone was like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. I'm like, don't talk to me. Like, oh, this is so amazing. So I was like, yeah, don't talk to me. Like literally, I'm like, no one talk to me. Like, Georgia, I'm hiding behind you.
Don't leave me.
So I think after that night, I went straight to bed.
Yeah, fair.
And then, no, I didn't have any like really hectic. Because the Sunday night, I was pinging out of my mind and the weather forecast said it was going to rain.
Yes.
So I got Ari. I think I had 3 supers that night. I was like, Ari, we have to, like, we got to get all the rugs, man. We've got to get all the rugs. Got them now. And then it's like, okay, let's go. And so, like, we're running around, like, getting, like, I was, like, pulling rugs and moving couches and, like, go. And then after that, I passed out. But it was just, like, all of a sudden, like, I was like, I need to do this. Like, I need to, like, get everything in order to go to bed.
For sure.
And then I went to bed on that night. And then...
Did you sleep?
I did sleep, which was good. I slept a few hours on the Saturday. And then... Oh, sorry, on the Sunday, which went into Monday, which was our last day.
Yep.
Which was... I was talking to a friend and I wanted to trip that day, but I'd had acid on the Saturday. So I was like, oh, like, how much acid do you think I should have? Like, should I start with half a tab and, like, see how I go, feel it out? He's like, yeah, do that. Have half and, like, see how you go. Okay, cool. So I had half. I, like, went into the stage, thought I was, like, all excited, fell asleep.
No, you did not.
Yeah, passed out. I obviously was so tired from the last, like, 4 days.
Oh, my God.
I was, like, the middle of the day, passed out. Just had half a tab and asleep.
And, okay, let me ask you. Did you wake up and you were really city?
No.
Really?
I think because of the Saturday, I think that I needed to have more than a tab. Like I reckon, because like, you need to have like double the amount just to get where you want to go. So I think I would have had to have the whole one, but I was like, oh, like I'll be safe because Saturday it's hard when you're like, you want to socially interact, but like you physically don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you start a conversation and you're like, fuck, I don't know what's happening. So I didn't want to do that. But yeah, then I just fell asleep. I was asleep for the whole day pretty much in the stage.
Oh my!
It was actually
in
really
the stage.
in the stage on the couch because no one was in the stage because a lot of people had left. It was really fun. Georgia kept smoking joints and like every time she'd have a joint, I'd kind of sniff it out, wake up, one eye, like
chop it out.
That's nice. That's nice. Have a puff, drag too, and like oh, that's nice. Back to sleep. It was a pretty good day. I like wake up to the tunes, like oh, it's a banger.
Nice.
Yeah,
banger.
back to sleep.
Just being fully passed out. I cannot believe you fell asleep on City.
I know, right? I was really surprised.
Dude.
I was really surprised. But then I was also like, Friday I stayed up pretty late. Saturday I stayed up pretty late. Sunday I was up all night.
Oh my God.
So it's like I think it just kind of caught up with me and like.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I was just like, and I'm gone.
I mean, that's what Dolphin's for.
Yeah.
Like you behave most of the time and then Doofs come around, you're like, okay, I'm going to let loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty fun. I was just asleep. It was the first time I've ever like fallen asleep, I think, to music as well. Because
Really?
like we had your uncles, close.
Yep.
Sick tunes, like really cool. I remember I was
Who's
like,
that?
so they are Kyle's mates.
Yep.
Cade and I think Lachlan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they play at my Aeon.
Sick.
Yeah, and they do psytrance as well.
Yeah.
So they close for us, and they're the ones that lent us the Sage Sail.
Oh, yeah.
Shade sail. I can never say it.
Shade
Shade sail.
Shade sail, shade.
See?
It's like seashores.
Yeah.
Shade sails.
She shores. She shores.
She short.
Yep. So
Shade
that one,
sails.
you know the thing, the covers? Yep. The big
It goes
ones.
up in the sky and
It's
it
beautiful.
make the good shade and it sails.
Yep, it does. So they're the ones that gave us that. Really epic. Shout out to both of them because Kate, I think, came up on the day before, set it all up with the boys, then went home, then came back to play his set, which is crazy.
Why did he go home?
Yeah, he needed to work the next
He
day.
needs to work the next day.
I was like, wow, thank you so much. Yeah, so they had a really, really cool set. I'm really glad that they closed the Doof.
Fuck yeah.
I'm glad that I was in the stage when that happened.
Yes.
Half passed out, but still listening.
I'm still part of it. I'm
Still randomly
listening.
waking up, being like, just a bit of nang, bit of joint, and I'm back.
And I'm back. That sounds fucking amazing. So, okay, I guess, like, what's next?
So, what's next? I'd love to do a day party.
Ooh, fucking I'm in on that,
Yeah.
right?
So, like, maybe at Third Eye or, like, I think that's what it's called, the one.
The
Third
Third day.
Third day. There we go.
Yeah, Third Eye would be a sick name.
That would be. I originally was thinking the Collingwood Children's Farm. I've been trying to talk to them. Have you ever been to any of the events
never.
there?
No.
So they do events like in the barn, which is really cool.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, some of our friends, Gold House.
Yep.
Yep, they did an event there. So it's just looking at different event spaces, but to be honest, like we'll see. I'm not putting too much pressure on it.
Just allow it to come naturally.
Yeah. And like, you know, being engaged, if you will.
Engaged.
If you will.
If you will.
It's like, yeah, it's just a lot of random things to organise, and
Yeah.
I'm super keen to organise that sort of thing. So I'm looking into a space for that because I think there would be a lot more people that would just come to a day event.
Yes.
And it's a lot
Get a
less
taste
like,
of it.
yeah. And you don't have to worry, like if a shithead comes, I mean, we kick them out.
Exactly. That's the good thing about it. You can just send them on their way.
Yeah. So we'll see about if we can do something like that at the end of the year.
Nice.
Otherwise, it'll be Easter next year.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Fuck yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it, but I feel like you deserve a big rest after this last few months and feel into what's coming up next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see what the boys build next.
Yeah, that'll be fucking sick.
Yeah. I try and like surprise myself. Like I'm really bad at, first of all, keeping surprises from other people.
Oh yeah.
Really bad at that.
Too excited.
I'm too excited.
Yeah.
Also from myself. Like I was like, oh, I'm not going to see the stage. I'm not going to see the stage. And then they're like, oh, we're building the stage. I'm like, no, I'm coming over.
Yeah, I need to see.
I didn't do anything. I just sat there all day. But anyway, next year I'm like, no, I really want to see
Yeah.
what happens.
I reckon like one of my favorite parts of Corn was building the stage and painting it together. Because we'd all just put on like, you know, Tame Impala and we'd just all be painting and it was like really nice. I loved that element.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, I like doing stuff like that, like doing all the chill stage. And
yeah.
I'm not very good at like artsy stuff compared to all my friends, but, you know,
hey,
I'll do a little bit here and there.
Practice makes perfect and it's all added to it.
Yeah.
And I guess the last question would be what was your highlight set at a Solis?
Whoa.
I know.
That's a question.
Because I know obviously everyone played a fucking sick set and that's what I love about Solis is like everyone has like there's so many genres and they're placed just perfectly right and everyone can just play what they want. But like what is one that stands out to you? It could be anything from like, you know, whether it was like the music or the vibe or like the energy in that certain time.
I think that would be Billy's set. Shout out to
Billy.
Pretty big guy. That set was on fire.
Oos.
When he played Papa Wants Mambo? That jazzy song.
Oh, I don't
Papa
know.
Loves Mambo? Yeah. Papa Loves Mambo. Da, 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 da. That was, and then he dropped into a drum and bass beat. I was like,
yeah.
What?
How?
What? How? Yeah. I think that was like, it's so unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, it's so unexpected. Like, everyone had amazing sets.
Yes.
And so funky and so groovy. I guess, yeah, I just couldn't stop smiling. And everyone was like swing dancing.
Yes.
And like,
see, it's those moments. It's like, that's what I love about DJing. It's like when DJs drop something that is unexpected and is a risk, that's what I respect.
And he did that last year too. And
yeah, he did. He was actually one of my favorite sets last year as well. Yeah.
And this year's like, oh, you know, don't expect that much, blah, blah, blah. Like, because last year was playing like more of like nighttime.
Yeah.
And this year was like more into the night.
Yeah.
But yeah, his set went off.
He's a fucking amazing DJ, as are the rest of them. But yeah, like, it's so lucky. Like, how lucky are we to be around so many talented cunts? Like,
I know, right?
What do you mean?
Well, that's like the crew gets so big because it's like everyone has like such a cool talent. So it's like, oh yeah, of course we're going to, you know,
support you
and you're going to be part of it. And then it's like half the festival is like the crew. Which is
the best.
Is the best because like, yeah, I mean, that's how you're going to have a small festival.
Exactly right.
But yeah, the sets should be coming up soon. They'll be on the Solis page. Yeah, so everyone's sets will be up.
Yes, we will link it for sure.
Yeah, it should be sick.
Fuck yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had lots of fun. Thank you so much for having me, guys. It's been a treat.
It's been fucking sick. Mm-hmm. So good. Well, anyway, we better wrap it up, but thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. And if you want to watch this, go onto my YouTube and also follow us on Instagram, earthbound.era, and suck me up at the next station. Love you guys. Mwah! So much love.